This be Captain Kaz here, and we be on our way to find treasure. Or do you be ready to find treasure? I be ready to find treasure. Let's see where we're going to find our treasure. Right, now let me see. What do we have to do? We have to get one of our grown-ups or somebody to hide some treasure. Get them to hide some treasure. Quick, quick, quick. Get them to hide some treasure. I've got some on my island here. You can do it on a piece of paper if you want, but it's much more fun if you get them to hide some treasure. So you close your eyes. They're going to hide some treasure. Let's hope it's a treat. And then they're going to give you directions. You're going to step forward. So forward, step 1 step forward, or 2 steps forward, or 3 steps forward, or 1 step back, or 2 steps backwards, or 3 steps backwards, or turn right. And if they say turn right, you have to go exactly right. Not a little bit right, not a lot of bit right, but exactly right. That's called a right angle. So you go right. The one to the left is also called a right angle. But that's how it is. You turn right, boom, like a soldier on a parade. And then you're going to take 1 step forward, or 2 steps forward, or 1 step backwards, or 5 steps backwards. Or then they might say turn left. Or they might say, if you're there, they might say turn right again, in which case you'll be facing backwards. Or they might say turn around. Or they might say turn all the way around, just because they want to see you turn all the way around. Does it change the way you're going if you turn all the way around? So that's the game. That's it. So let me just see why we're playing this game. What is it we're doing? Why are we doing this? So, oh yes, no, there's something else to the game. Just one moment, because then it'll be your turn. It'll be your turn to hide a treasure. And when you hide a treasure, you've got to give them instructions. And preferably, if you think of all the instructions first and then tell them which way to go. But you can, so you're going to use forward by 2 steps, however many steps, go backwards by however many steps. You're going to turn left, which is all turning exactly halfway. You're not turning all the way around, you're turning exactly halfway, 90 degrees, tell the grown-ups, or a right angle. So left, and you've got to work out which is left and which is right, and which is forward and which is backwards. And you're going to see what you can do. And the other things you can do is you can see if you can make shapes. Can you make a triangle? Can you walk and do triangles? It's important to make the instructions. How? Ooh, you might have to learn some other things. So maybe you can go, instead of turning right, you can go like halfway right, like halfway between right and left. You might have to go slightly, instead of going, so if you've got all the way right, if you're walking, if you're there and you're going to turn right, you go that way. But if you want to turn, you can call it bare right. And that could be going that way, because straight would be going that way. And then you can go sharp right would be going that way, and right would be going that way. So you can do that. If you want to draw a triangle, you might need to. You could draw a square, you could draw a rectangle, and then and then you'd be able to say, well, how many steps was it? How big was the rectangle? Let me double check that you can see what I'm doing here. Yes. So you could do 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Now turn right. 1, 2, maybe 3, whatever you want to do. Now turn right again. And you've got to count the same amount of steps. And then turn right again. Now, what would happen if you didn't always turn right? If you always turn right And then you must remember to say turn right at the end again. How do you make sure that you're ending up facing the same direction? You're in the same place and facing the same direction as where you started. And then how do you draw other shapes? What other shapes can you draw? So see if you can draw out the shapes first. So draw the shape out. So decide I want to draw a really goofy shape. I want to go all the way around here and then over here and then there. You could draw that and then see if you can give someone instructions or if they can give you instructions so that you end up back where you started. Or you might want to end up in the kitchen or another part of, you might want to end up outdoors. So you can give instructions to go anywhere you want, but you think of the instructions first. You decide what you're going to do first before you start giving the instructions. That's the really important part. It's not the only important part. You've also got to work out which is left and which is right and how many steps to take. And that's kind of important too. And it's okay if you think it's going to take this many steps and it doesn't, it takes more or less, because the reason why you're doing it is to learn. And that way you'll know each time you do it, you'll get better at it. So there you go. That's today's activity. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I will look at your comments later because I can't look at the comments now. And thank you for joining. And I'll see you tonight at 8 for tomorrow's activity. Oh, we're going to play games. That's it. Tonight's games, tomorrow's games. Tomorrow morning at 9 and 10, we're playing games. And then 10 o'clock is going to be an action replay, though. There'll be an action replay. The live will be at 9:30. I'll be doing the live for early years at 9:30 tomorrow, and then we'll be playing it again at 10 so that you see it. But the live itself will be at 9:30. Thank you very much for coming, and we'll see you later.